Good morning, everyone. In this video, we're going to look at paragraph 7.5, part 1. And in this video, we're basically not going to do anything new. It's just basically a summary of the different kinds of quadratic equations you've learned to solve. And I wanted to show you 3 types. And those 3 types are ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Usually you don't see it in that form of the a, the b and the c, but usually there are numbers for a, b and c. For example, x squared minus 7x minus 12 equals 0. This could be an example. So it's basically a square, something with x and it's just some number. And you usually try to solve that with the product sum method. Then this is the sum, this is our product, the sum, then you need to find the 2 numbers. So in this case, actually make a small mistake. Yes, I did. This had to be a plus, sorry. In this case, it would have been minus 3 and minus 4, because minus 3 times minus 4 is 12, and minus 3 plus minus 4 is equal to minus 7. So in this case, x minus 3, x minus 4 equals 0. Then either the first part or the second part has to be 0. So either x minus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 4 is equal to 0, which means that x is equal to 3, because 3 minus 3 is actually 0, or x equals 4. So this is the first form number 1. The second one is pretty similar to it. It's ax squared plus bx equals 0. So we don't have a c or a number. In this case, there are 2 options, and I wanted to show you both of them so that you can choose whichever method you want to use. The example that I wanted to show you is x squared plus 8x equals 0. Then option of method 1 is you're trying to divide both of these things by the same number, which is not possible, or the same letter, which is possible. It's x in this case, so you get x in between brackets, x plus 8 equals 0, and then x is equal to 0 or x plus 8 is equal to 0. Well, we're finished over there, so x is 0 or x is minus 8. Method 2. In the second method, you're actually trying to use the product sum method. And to do that, you have to change this a little bit into x squared plus 8x plus 0 equals 0. You're always allowed to add 0 to something because it doesn't change it. And then the sum is 8, the product is 0, which means one of the 2 numbers has to be 0. And if you add them together, this should be 8. So you need 8 and 0, because 8 times 0 is 0 and 8 plus 0 is 8. So x plus 0 and x plus 8. And then you can do the same thing as we just did. So x plus 0 is equal to 0, or x plus 8 is equal to 0. So x is 0 or x is minus 8. Which, luckily for us, it does give us the same 2 answers, whichever method you use, which should also actually be the case. Form number 3 is whenever you have a square, no x, but something with a number. Sometimes you can also use the product sum method in this case. I'll show you an example in which you actually can. For example, if you have x squared minus 9 equals 0. I'll show 2 methods once again. This is the method we learned in chapter 5, which is fine. You bring the 9 to the other side, so you get x squared equals 9, and then you take the square root, then you have x equals 3 or x equals minus 3. Method 2, so if you really love the product sum method and you want to use it in every single case, that is possible. I would not recommend that because this method is easier than the product sum method in this case, but hey. If you want to use your product sum method, you also have to adjust this a little into x squared plus 0x. Then you're basically adding nothing. Minus 9 equals 0. Then the sum is 0 and the product is minus 9, which means you need the numbers 3 and minus 3, because minus 3 times 3 is 9 and minus 3 plus 3 is 0. So x minus 3 and x plus 3, which means that x minus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 3 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 3, or x is equal to minus 3, which also makes sense. So 3 different forms, you've seen all of them by now. There are multiple methods of solving every single form. Later on you'll also learn new methods to do form 1, but that will be something for next year. In the second part of this video, the equations will get slightly harder, but in the end you're always able to write your equation in either one of these 3 forms. Once again, good luck with the homework. If you have questions, just let me know.